I mastered Minecraft's strongest weapon, the mace. If you don't know what it can do, let me show you. Are we seeing the same thing? 4 totem pops in 5 seconds? That's insane. But I was never this good to begin with. In my first video, I got the mace and I had no clue how to use it, so I made it my goal to master this weapon, starting with breed swapping. This is like the only thing I knew about the mace, so I figured it'd be the easiest to master first, since I already knew about it. So, give it a go. It didn't take me long to master breed swapping. I think it's safe to say that I mastered breed swapping. Now I'm gonna go try some density swapping, since this should be pretty easy to learn since I've already gotten breed swapping down. Yeah, I got it first try. I think it's safe to say that we'll be easy mastering this. After that, I think it's safe to say that I mastered attribute swapping with the mace, so now let's move on to elytra macing, so I can have a 1 ground technique and 1 air technique mastered. So I loaded up into a creative world, got everything I think I'll need, turned at night, and started practicing on mobs. It didn't take me long to master elytra macing, since this was one of the easiest techniques you can learn. I think it's safe to say that I mastered this technique, but before I move on, I want to master dive bombing, since it's another way to get past the shield. That was pretty easy to learn, but before I move on, I want to try combining these 2 techniques so I can elytra mace and get past the shield for a totem pop or a kill. Over time, I slowly mastered this technique to the point where I could do it very consistently. Now that I can consistently do it, I think it's safe to say that I mastered elytra macing and dive bombing. I thought it was a good idea to master one of the hardest techniques next, and that is stun slamming. And oh boy, was I in for a journey. For stun slamming, you need to break their shield and hit them with the mace in a very quick sequence. Yeah, I couldn't even get it once. This is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Over the next week, I kept on practicing this technique, trying to see if I can master it. And see, if I go any higher than like 5 blocks, I can never stun slam. And I was at a loss. I saw people that could do them from like 20 blocks up or even higher, and I was wondering, why can't I do that? I was like, are they clicking extremely fast? Like, what's going on? But then I did some looking around, and I found out about 1 tick slamming, and this changed everything. Oh my god, that's so OP. After hitting my first 1 tick stun slam, I practiced for weeks on just this one mechanic to try to see if I can master it. I almost forgot, if I can 1 tick stun slam consistently, I could probably do it with an elytra now. Yeah, I just got it first try. And second try. And third try. I think it's safe to say that I mastered one tick stun slamming. Now let's move on to the final technique I have to master, pearl catching. The first thing I want to master is the upwards one, because I'm doing that, and most of the time I miss like that. Yeah, miss. So if I could probably maybe do it faster or be more consistent, then I'll have the first thing down. I figured if I use the same method I used on one tick stun slamming, I could right click extremely fast like I did with left clicking. Now that I got that down, I'm gonna try horizontal purling. Now that I have pearl catching down, let's move on to purling onto other players. Now that I mastered pearl catching and far purling, I think it's time to hop in some actual games to see how I do. After that, I'm confident to say that I mastered Minecraft's strongest weapon, the mace. But I'm not done yet.